Football, as we know it, has a surprisingly recent history. Despite its modern-day global appeal, the sport's origins are relatively new. While games involving kicking a ball have existed for centuries, organised football emerged in the 19th century in England. Ancient civilizations like the Greeks, Romans and Chinese had their own versions of ball games, but none were as structured as the football we recognise today. Public schools codified the rules, leading to the formation of the Football Association in 1863. This was a significant step in standardising the game, ensuring that everyone played by the same rules. This marked a turning point. The establishment of the Football Association provided a formal structure, which was crucial for the sport's development. The FA Cup, the oldest football competition, began in 1871. This competition added a new level of excitement and competition to the sport, drawing in more spectators and participants. Early football was a far cry from the dynamic sport we see today. Players wore heavy, cumbersome clothing, and the matches were often chaotic. Passing was limited, and dribbling was the primary mode of attack. Players relied heavily on individual skill rather than team coordination. Teams were often disorganized and physicality reigned supreme. The game was rough, with little regard for the safety of the players. However, the seeds of tactical evolution were sown. Teams began to realize the importance of strategy and coordination. The introduction of the passing game in the late 19th century revolutionized the sport. This new approach required players to work together, fostering a sense of teamwork. Teams began to experiment with formations and strategies, laying the groundwork for the beautiful game's future. Coaches and players started to understand the importance of positioning and tactical planning. The sport rapidly gained popularity, spreading across Europe and beyond. International matches became commonplace, allowing different styles and techniques to influence the game. Football was evolving from a pastime into a global phenomenon. The passion of the fans and the dedication of the players were driving forces behind this transformation. The stage was set for epic moments that would shape its destiny. As the sport continued to grow, it began to capture the hearts and minds of people all over the world, setting the foundation for the beloved game we know today. The 1974 World Cup witnessed a tactical revolution that redefined football, forever changing the way the game was played and perceived. The Dutch national team, led by the legendary Johan Cruyff, introduced total football to the world, a concept that emphasized versatility and teamwork over individual brilliance. This revolutionary approach emphasized fluidity, positional interchangeability, and relentless attacking. Players were not confined to fixed roles. Instead, they adapted to the flow of the game, creating a dynamic and unpredictable style of play. The Dutch team, nicknamed Clockwork Orange for their precision and dynamism, captivated audiences with their breathtaking style. Their ability to seamlessly switch positions and maintain possession left spectators in awe. Cruyff, a maestro of the game, epitomized total football. His vision, skill and intelligence on the field made him a formidable force, capable of turning the tide of any match. He effortlessly glided past defenders, orchestrated attacks, and scored spectacular goals. His ability to read the game and make split-second decisions set him apart from his peers. Their encounter with West Germany in the final was a clash of styles, pitting the free-flowing Dutch against the disciplined and methodical Germans. The pragmatic Germans, led by Franz Beckenbauer, favoured a more disciplined approach. Their focus on structure and organisation contrasted sharply with the Dutch emphasis on creativity and fluidity. In a thrilling match, the Dutch took an early lead, showcasing their attacking prowess and the effectiveness of total football. Their quick passes and coordinated movements were a sight to behold. However, the Germans fought back, capitalising on Dutch defensive vulnerabilities. Their resilience and tactical discipline allowed them to equalise and eventually take control of the game. They eventually triumphed 2-1, but the Dutch team's impact was undeniable. Despite the loss, the Netherlands had showcased a new way to play football, one that would influence the sport for decades to come. Total football left an indelible mark on the sport, inspiring generations of players and coaches. Its principles of versatility, teamwork, and fluidity continue to shape modern football, proving that the legacy of the 1974 Dutch team endures. The 1986 World Cup quarter-final between Argentina and England was a match etched in football folklore. It was more than just a game. It was a clash of cultures, histories and emotions that captivated millions around the globe. It was a clash laden with political and historical significance, coming just 4 years after the Falklands War, adding an extra layer of tension and drama to the encounter. The atmosphere was further intensified by the presence of Diego Maradona, Argentina's talismanic captain, who was already a global superstar and carried the hopes of his nation on his shoulders. The match was a tense affair, with both teams vying for supremacy. Every pass, tackle and shot was contested fiercely, reflecting the high stakes and the immense pressure on the players. Then, in the 51st minute, controversy struck, changing the course of the game and etching the moment into football history. Maradona, challenging for a high ball, used his hand to punch the ball past English goalkeeper Peter Shilton. This blatant handball went unnoticed by the officials. The referee, unsighted, awarded the goal, much to the dismay and outrage of the English players and fans. Argentina doubled their lead through Maradona's brilliance, a mesmerizing solo goal that showcased his extraordinary talent. He dribbled past 5 English defenders before slotting the ball into the net, a goal later dubbed the goal of the century. England fought back valiantly, managing to score a goal and putting immense pressure on the Argentine defence, but ultimately succumbed 2-1. The Hand of God goal, as it became known, sparked outrage and debate, with discussions about fairness and sportsmanship dominating headlines for weeks. Maradona's actions, while controversial, exemplified his cunning and gamesmanship, traits that made him both revered and reviled in equal measure. The match transcended football, becoming a symbol of rivalry, redemption, and the enduring allure of the beautiful game. It highlighted the power of sport to evoke deep emotions and create lasting memories.